and welcome back. I'm Jin.
I'm Maeve.
And I'm Urbia. And today we're going to talk about something one of our viewers suggested. Vader's Gauntlet saw that Han Solo might come back in episode 9. And when, at least for me, when I saw this, I was like, what? Why would they do this? But, there are rumors going around that, this may happen. There's nothing concrete. But, what do you guys think? Would this be a good idea, or...
No.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
In what universe could this possibly be a good idea? Yes. The whole point of this exercise up until now has been to get rid of the older characters so that the new characters could assert themselves. So bringing back Han Solo does not just rehash the old, nobody's actually dead
What would
trope.
be hilarious if they bring him back after the Solo movie bombed. So it's like, okay, the Solo movie bombed. What's the next logical step?
Bring back
Han Solo.
We gotta do something. This can't be the last time we see Han Solo on screen.
Yeah, this is just a bad idea. I can't see any scenario how this can be a good idea. Aside from them rehashing the old, you thought he was dead. Well, he's not really gotcha moment trope, which is as old as time at this point.
I mean, look, the thing is...
I was talking to Maeve the other day, and the way I thought it could happen where it's it could make sense is what if Kylo Ren was having a hallucination in an angry state, and that's how he saw his father, Han Solo. That's the only way it could make sense, but that's not what these rumors are saying.
Yeah, well, that can at least sort of work, because he's not really resurrected. He's
part of Kylo Ren's mind, essentially.
He's a trip, effectively.
It might be the Force causing him to see that.
Yeah.
You know? Which would be an interesting way of doing it, which means that Disney is not going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that means they're not going to do it for sure. If it remotely sounds good or interesting, they're going to scrap that idea out the window.
Yeah, if it was an idea the Force is out of balance and it's tormenting Kylo to bring itself back into balance, which every law of nature tries to do. It's not the best plot point in the world, but I could at least tolerate it more than the current rumors where it's he's brought back because of dark matter. Really?
Yeah, that's what dark rumors are actually saying, is that he's brought back
does anyone want
because
to
of dark
read the
matter.
tweets?
Because Starkiller Base is not taking the sun's power, it's taking dark matter's power, and
I'd like to imagine that all around the world right now, when they saw that tweet, every science student and scientist rips out 2 good portions of their hair. Go, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Honestly, it might be even worse. They might rip off their actual ears.
Yeah,
This is not how it actually works.
Yeah, dark matter has gravity.
Because,
that's
first
it
of
so
all,
far.
Dark matter. No, first of all, you cannot just introduce dark matter out of nowhere in Star Wars, because first of all, there's been no mention of dark matter in Star Wars.
I mean, this wouldn't be the first time they introduced something. Remember the whole light speed explosion debacle?
And to introduce dark matter at this point would be stupid. I mean, there's a precedent set in the Star Wars universe that stations can absorb solar power like that. To the people who played Knights of the Old Republic, yes, I know I'm tooting that game's horn again, but I'm sorry, I'm a slut, I do that. In that game...
It is a pretty good game.
In that game, they show a specific scene where the Star Forge absorbs the sun's power in a very similar way that newest Death Star did. And it was one of the few things of The Force Awakens where I had to give them credit, where I go, okay, this seems sort of extended universe-y. There's a precedent here. Did they actually read it? No. Just dark matter.
Yeah, I mean, look, apparently...
Where's the Force come from? black hole.
Apparently, it's all just dark matter that's causing it.
Yeah.
Like, which is very,
Midichlorians
And like
are-
somehow he's stuck in a time rift due to this dark matter. It's like,
for
bruh,
fuck's
like
sake.
that just sounds lame.
I mean, like,
Star
honestly,
Wars doesn't need time
honestly,
travel.
at this point, it kind of feels like Disney is trying to give their own reason, like similar to how Lucas was like, okay, every force is caused by midichlorians. Now Disney's trying to say, oh, it's caused by dark matter. It's like,
Yeah.
please, just, we don't need a reason. We don't need a reason why the Force exists. Just give us good fucking stories, please.
The original description was fine. That it's a energy field created by life. That's all we fucking needed. Midichlorians was already a bad idea. Now that what's dark matter going to be in the Star Wars universe? Black hole sperm. It's
No, it never works out for any story that explains where magic comes from. Imagine if Harry Potter explained where magic comes from. That would be so lame.
Yeah, it would be lame because it's like, okay, there's this mystical, magical thing. Okay, where does it come from? It
Dark
comes from
matter.
a frog's ass. Okay.
Or it's like, there's this ancient god who bestowed magic.
Yeah, exactly. Where does this word come from? It's an ancient god. Okay, but I mean, like, okay, can you explain more? It's
No.
like, no.
Like, it's cool, just leave it the way it is. Like,
Yeah.
you like it already. If it ain't broken, don't fix
We
it.
don't need reasons for things to exist.
I like-
We just want stories in those worlds.
I find
where
it
things don't
ironic, though,
exist.
that of the two characters that they killed off, Luke and Han Solo, that they decide to bring Solo back. Nobody had that big of an issue with how Han Solo dies. We all know that Harrison Ford believed that the character should have died, and I sort of agree with him. Han Solo's story arc does, sort of complete a little better, in my view, when he dies. Luke, however, was killed off in the most pussy way possible. So they go,
There was nobody around him when he got killed off.
yeah,
Like, he didn't lose the fight.
he didn't lose
Like,
the...
Yeah, like
And
what happened to him?
honestly,
So
it's
not
honestly
only
the
are they
stupidest
trying to
shit
use
ever.
the resurrection ploy here, rumored, okay, but they are also resurrecting the wrong character. It's like in Lord of the Rings where they resurrect one of the soldiers from Gondor rather than Gandalf. Okay, why is he being resurrected? What point does he serve? You're
Like if they
resurrecting
resurrected
the wrong
Boromir.
character.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, so if Gandalf gets resurrected, just some random dude.
Yeah. Honestly, I just at this point, if Disney actually decides to go through with this, I'll just admit at that point, okay, Disney, you really do not have even the slightest percentage of knowledge as to what the fuck is going on right now, do you?
Yeah, like really a time rift caused by dark matter.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's at that point
Are
where you take
stupid.
the original trilogy and every good Star Wars comic you can find. You want to shove it at Disney and go, okay, do some fucking research, reset the universe, and let's try again, shall we? Because you've lost the plot entirely.
That'd be funny if in the time rift they find the space kraken from Solo movie. Like that's where he was at the entire time.
I find it hilarious that Disney thinks that they're more smarter than millions of fans. That's the thing that is just ridiculous to me.
Maybe so they should just go
honestly
full
think-
retard. It's a time rift. They get stuck in another dimension. They meet Rick, and his portal gun is the only one that can bring them back from the future.
Yeah, then Morty turns out to be Luke.
And Morty turns out to be reverse Luke, and the whole story is about how he has to meet his father, brother, sister in order for him to grow taller and get a green lightsaber. I mean,
which then he throws away because he was just an illusion the whole time.
Yeah, this
And
is
then-
just lame.
Yeah,
Like,
and then Mary
beyond
Sue,
lame.
Yes.
Ray comes to save the day. Yay, again.
I mean, look, if Disney brings back Han Solo in Episode 9, I don't know, it would take some real convincing. Like, if you brought him back as a Force ghost, which wouldn't make sense, first of all.
That makes zero sense.
Yeah, because he's not, a Jedi.
And if you
Which wouldn't make
take
any
Star
sense.
Wars canon into account, you have to be trained to do that. Like, to the more Star Wars savvy people at the end of Episode 3, Yoda says to Obi-Wan, "I will teach you how to live on after death."
Then how did Darth Vader do it? Like at the end of Episode 6.
Well, it could have. I'm not sure how.
That is something
That's a very good
He
question.
wasn't trained.
That
For
is
all we
something
know, he
nobody
had no
knows.
idea this could work. Like,
Yeah. No, look, there's no
No.
way to know.
I will admit that is a plot hole that should have been addressed, but let's face it, the new trilogy has far worse going for it. You don't bring that up for the other movies because they have plot holes. We all admit,
No,
you
look,
know, the
obviously,
original trilogy is not
does have
perfect
plot
and it
holes.
has plot holes, but it's fun. You enjoy it.
Yes,
You
exactly.
The
enjoy
characters are
watching.
likable.
You know what
The
it
characters
actually
like
does?
each other.
It has timeless tales. It has timeless tales. Like someone who came from nothing, eventually, saving the galaxy, or saving the planets. Like it's timeless tales, things that keep on happening.
Not
the princess.
rich people exploit
and like-
poor people and they have horses. Okay.
Yeah, that's
What
the
an
new
odd thing
Star
to
Wars
point
is.
out
It's
to
like,
me.
Okay, yeah.
You were founded by a Nazi. Stop trying to lecture me on oppression.
Yeah, it
Nazi
is pretty funny.
sympathizer, there's a difference, okay?
It's the same thing. He just couldn't get a swastika because they were sold out at the local Nazi store. This was when Nazis were still cool.
When they
Yeah.
were, I don't think that was ever.
Yeah,
A
and
point
tiki
in time.
torches weren't as readily available. That was the funniest
Guys,
protest I ever
How the
saw.
fuck did we digress to this? Come on, get back on topic.
How did Disney digress to the? How did Disney digress to
back.
the idea of
Guys,
bringing back
Get
Solo?
back on fucking topic.
Okay, I will get back on topic. I would like to ask the question: how does Disney constantly grab at the wrong straw when they try to save themselves? They've obviously realized now after the Solo movie
wanna
that the
know
Star
why?
Wars fan base is very pissed off
you wanna
at
know
them.
why? It's
So they
because
did
there's this-
flail and they
there
grabbed
is-
the wrong thing.
There's this giant straw. Like, it's massive. Takes up the 90% of what Disney can see. And that's the fans. And then there's like these little straws to the side. And they're always reaching for those. They're like, yeah, I'll
It's
take
like,
this
ooh,
one.
what is that?
Yes. They're like, maybe I should take this big one. Nah, I'll take this little one.
There were 5 people who didn't want to see Solo die. I'm going to cater to them. There's one person that thinks Rey is a well-developed character. I'm going to develop them. Oh, there's 3 girls that think Kylo Ren is the best villain ever. I'm going to take them. There's my fan base. What do you mean my
Like-
movie isn't selling?
Episode 7 had so much potential, and then Episode 8 shot on it, and now, Episode 9, as we mentioned, pretty much no matter what they do, it's gonna be shitty. You can
Yeah.
bring back Lando Calrissian, you can bring back Obi-Wan's ghost, you can bring everybody from the franchise into one movie. It's gonna be shitty, regardless.
Yes, but because that confirms what almost everyone on every YouTube channel regarding Star Wars has said, that they're rehashing the original trilogy. But worse. They're somehow rebooting episodes 4 through 6, but somehow worse. And if they bring back the old characters, that will just confirm it. You'll say, oh, you literally are not even hiding your rehash at this point anymore.
Yeah.
At which point, why would we take the rehash when we have a perfectly good original sitting right in front of us in stunning Blu-ray? Okay, the digital remasters on that nice, but Take the small victories, guys.
Yeah. I mean, look, honestly, it doesn't matter if Star Wars looks beautiful, like how The Last Jedi apparently was. I don't give a fuck. Give me a good fucking story.
So, what do you guys think, like, from a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances of Han Solo coming back? Like, considering Disney. We're talking about Disney.
Look, even if Lucas himself brought him back, this wouldn't be a good idea. But that's mostly because...
we know since it's a bad idea, Disney might do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because
so, is there a chance?
I have a
Maybe.
rule where nowadays bringing a character back from the dead is weak writing. Because we can all see that coming. I pointed this out in the Black Panther podcast, where when Black Panther was thrown off the waterfall, did anyone seriously think he was dead?
I mean, you can't kill off the main character.
Yeah, you can't kill off the main character.
In the middle of the movie. That's just stupid.
Yeah, that entire scene holds no meaning if Han Solo lives. In which case...
it would have been cooler if he was imprisoned or something, but yeah, let's not go on.
Yeah, but it still holds no meaning, I would argue, because Force Awakens already has no meaning thanks to The Last Jedi. So I'd suggest Abrams takes Johnson outside and beats him with a stick.
I mean,
but that's
I'm
a
pretty
personal...
sure that everybody would suggest that.
Yeah, that's a personal recommendation. Abrams, if you're listening, I'll even loan you the stick. So, Force Awakens...
by the way, it won't be a stick, it'll be a baseball.
Yeah, it will be a massive stick. So, The Force Awakens already has as little as possible going for it. Bringing back Solo just takes away more, because now one of the few scenes where I watched and went, wow, so Han Solo dies. If he just brought back, I'm going, oh, fuck you. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you now and forever. So, no. It's scale of 1 to 10, 0. 0. It's not a good idea.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, minus 10.
Minus 10? I would say the chances of him coming back, I would say maybe 3. I would put it at 3. Because it's a bad idea.
I'm saying minus 10 in terms of the concept.
Oh, no, I'm not saying in terms of concept, it's horrible, but like in terms of them actually doing it.
In terms of probability, because it's Disney, fucking 20 out of 10, man. Like fucking 20
I think I saw him in the trailer somewhere.
Oh, no. I think there's a good chance they're going to do it. I'm putting it at 60%, so 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
As I said 20 out of 10. 200%, motherfucker.
So that's an average score of 29, so that's pretty much close to 10 out of 10.
Yeah. It's 0 out of 10 for good idea, 10 out of 10 for they're going to do it. In some form. Maybe if he doesn't, come back from the dead, he's going to be a ghost or a dream or a fart in the wind or something like that. Or a voice. A voice that comes through the mountains that can easily be misconstrued for a fart. Or was that just me on
the dice.
I mean, look,
the supposed hologram dice.
If Luke can project himself halfway across the galaxy, maybe he can project a fart halfway across the galaxy.
That must be the best force trick ever. Force fart.
Somebody's just like,
you fart and you project it.
It smells like green milk.
Oh my god. I just hope they don't do something like where they bring like a new species like the Ewoks or whatever the ones were called in the previous movie.
Are you talking about the crystal foxes?
The porgs, yeah, I do not
want
to see a cute species.
The porgs. Oh.
And by the way,
just
like
make a concrete story.
Look, in all honesty, and I'm probably the only one who probably thinks this, but personally, I'm on Chewbacca's side. Porgs look tasty.
Yeah.
I would have eaten that. Like, you already cooked it.
Exactly. And you know what? That cooked pork looked like chicken. It looked like chicken.
I would like to point out, I've seen many people's houses. Let's face it, you're more likely to find a plushy Angry Bird than you are to find one of the porgs that were sold anywhere. I haven't seen a porg anywhere ever.
No, yeah, they messed up the merchandise.
They messed up.
Well.
Angry
Like,
Bird.
it was
Bird,
obvious.
I mean,
It was
obvious.
too obvious.
Angry
The thing
Bird
is, if they
fellows,
wanted it
those
to
are
be
pretty popular.
cute, you shouldn't have them be there every fucking 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, and take away from one of the one of the most
like,
important characters.
There was
in Star
more
Wars,
about the
fucking Chewbacca.
porgs than Rey's training. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, don't make them look so tasty. If you don't want me to fantasize about eating a character, don't make him look tasty.
Yeah, like Chewbacca already made the Porg. He made the Porg, okay? Like, stop giving Chewbacca hate.
Yeah. Chewbacca's awesome.
Chewbacca's awesome. He was hungry.
True.
So
Should we wrap it up, or
Yeah.
anyone has anything else to say?
No, I don't think
I mean, look,
from
overall-
my side, I can't say I do. I can only say that this, if they do it, would be an awful idea.
Okay, so you heard it here. That means it's guaranteed to happen, everybody. All right, Herbie, any last words?
I just don't know, because they're saying Lando Calrissian is gonna be like, he's gonna want to save Han, so like, it's stupid. It's just stupid. Like,
Yeah, look,
that's all I have
like
to
at
say.
least at least have some self-respect. If you're gonna kill Han, keep him killed.
Yeah.
You know? Like if you're gonna fuck it up, at least have some self-respect.
Yeah, this is not a shonen anime where you can bring back characters you thought were dead. Like, that's something different, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
And Disney's not just being an asshole. Disney's being an asshole with no self-confidence. And we've all had that moment where you're driving, you want to turn, and some idiot doesn't want to stand in the queue that is formed. So they drive past all the cars and tries to push in front of you in order to do the turn. Ever seen that guy that chickens out and then just sits there in the middle of the road? There's nothing sadder than an asshole with no self-confidence. Disney, at least get some confidence in this asshole.
If you're not gonna listen to the fans, at least stick to your
stick to it.
Stick to it. But by the way, if you stick to it, you're fucked.
Yeah, fuck.
Just
yeah.
saying.
So I'll be expecting that reboot and an official apology from Disney.
Yes.
I won't receive it, but I'm expecting it.
Of course. And if $100 in the mail would also be kind.
Yeah. Perhaps even a lovely young lady as well. Am I pushing it too
In the
far?
mail? Dude. Please ignore what Majin just said. We do not support human trafficking.
Yeah. Please note this.
That's a good place to end it off at.
Okay,
Yeah, we do not support human trafficking. I guess that's what we want to say.
There we go. That's our political campaign.
Human trafficking is bad.
All right, we hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time.